Everybody, our next guests are twin sisters who created the celebrated Canadian bakery, Jenna Rae Cakes. Now, we've been drooling over their sweet treats from afar for a really long time, so we are super pumped that they traveled all the way from Winnipeg to share some with us today.
That's right, and here with desserts from their second cookbook, Jenna Rae Cakes at Home, please welcome Ashley Kosowin and Jenna Hutchinson. Thanks for being here. Okay, so listen, it's obvious all of your treats are incredibly stunning, but your cakes are next level. So you've done everything from gorgeous fairy tale wedding cakes to poop emoji cakes. Whoa, this is so great. I want to know, how long does it take on average to make any of these edible pieces of art?
So cakes like that take quite a long time. It could range from an hour or two to well over 30 hours. Just depends on the cake itself.
Sorry, what was the occasion for the poop emoji cake?
Yeah. So I know
divorce party?
No, I could work for that. But my kids, I don't know about other people's kids, but they just are obsessed with poop.
Yeah.
So for my daughter's 5th birthday, I'm like, you know, what does she love the most? And it's poop. So that's
That was
what I
a
did.
birthday cake
For my daughter.
I'm obsessed.
She loved it.
So good.
I'm obsessed. Okay, so the brand new cookbook is all about how we can elevate ourselves from, you know, like regular home bakers to like artists that create pieces like this. So what is the best piece of advice that you can give to people?
Take your time. Give yourself time. If a recipe calls for a lot of different components, which some of them do, but some of them a lot more easy and accessible, just have fun with it. Baking is a love language. It truly is. And I think you should really enjoy the process. Our favorite part is the decorating process. So we always make sure to give ourselves lots of time for that so we can be creative and have fun.
We love that. Okay, so why don't we start with a really, really special treat? And you guys know it's Cynthia's birthday today.
Happy birthday.
So how about some birthday trifle cake? So tell us about this and why we might consider, I don't know, changing that traditional birthday cake idea and give this a shot instead.
Yeah, how fitting. Happy birthday. And if you don't have 30 hours to make a huge, like huge cake, then this is the perfect option for you. It's way more accessible, and it's also, you can make it look really good and awe-inspiring without having to put too much time and effort into it.
All right, I'm gonna dig in.
I think this trifle is so fun
It's
and
so
whimsical.
pretty.
I can see the creative elements. Talk to us about the different techniques you use for decorating desserts in general.
So there's a million different techniques you can use. On this one specifically, I use the piping with the big tip there for the rainbow buttercream, and I use that on cakes, I use that on cupcakes,
so
on
good.
everything. It's a really good trick to have.
Yeah, and with this trifle in particular, it is so easy to change up the color palette depending on your party or the theme that you're going for. And it's crumbled pound cake. We have a birthday cake crumble in there, which adds a really nice texture, a whipped pudding, and topped with buttercream and all of the treats you see on there.
Oh my God, happy
Oh my God,
birthday!
it's so good.
Cheers.
I mean, this is beautiful, but are there other types of trifles that you like to make?
Yes.
They're so versatile because all you need is cake and some sort of filling, whipped texture, something for like the crumble for texture, or fresh fruit is great too. So we do strawberry shortcake, we do a salted caramel pretzel. In the book, we have a delicious banana trifle. It is so good. It's made with a roasted banana pudding. It's one of my favorites.
Yeah. Wow, that is gorgeous. Okay, this looks super fancy, certainly a little bit above for me. So why don't we move on to a little bit of an easier recipe, and you've got imperial cookie dough cups. So tell us about these, how you made them.
So who doesn't love cookie dough, first of all?
Love.
It's like everyone wants to snag a little spoonful when you're making cookies. So we made it completely edible for you with heat-treated flour, no eggs, so it's completely safe to eat. And this imperial dough one for us is one of our most popular at our bakeries.
This is dangerous.
We tried to take it away one time, people got mad, so we brought it back, and it was the most requested recipe for this cookbook, so we have
Really?
And if you don't know, an imperial cookie is a shortbread cookie with jam in the middle, topped with an almond icing. I think they're most commonly known as
Empire cookies?
Empire cookies,
Yeah.
Empire cookies, but imperial in Manitoba, so that's why we went with
Oh
that.
my,
Wow.
This is like a punch in the face of sugar in the best possible way. You can actually make these vegan friendly or not, but you use margarine, because you say it's like kind of the best thing to use. Like, why is margarine sometimes better than...
I know, it's surprising. We use butter in basically everything else that we make, but margarine is great because you can take it right out of the fridge, have a spoonful, and it's a great creamy consistency. You don't have to wait for it to thaw. That being said, absolutely use butter if you prefer it, but margarine does work really great here, and we make sure all of our cookie dough cups are vegan at the shop, so we went with that here as well.
And you've used something called heat-treated flour in this recipe. I mean, maybe people know what that is. I don't know what that is. What is it and why?
It kills off the bacteria when you heat up your flour beforehand, so you just toast it in the oven for about 10-15 minutes. It turns an ivory color. You let it cool, you sift it up, and then you can use it as you would to eat freely. So like that's why when you think about cookie dough, you're like, oh, I can't have that because it'll make my stomach hurt. Like my mom told me when we were baking as kids.
Yeah.
So that's just one of those.
So it helps
safety
that.
precautions.
We love that.
Okay, so this next dessert feels like the perfect ending to all the Thanksgiving meals people will be enjoying this weekend. So talk about this salted caramel apple pie.
Oh my God,
please.
I cannot wait.
Okay, well, like most Canadians, we grew up eating pie all of our lives, and we'll let you know a secret: we didn't love pie growing up, but now
My son doesn't like pie either.
Well,
Maybe this is the
I'm a
recipe.
convert now. I'm
yeah,
a
he'll come
convert.
around. Pie is delicious, and it's such a comfort food. And I think the key is in the crust. We use a brown sugar pie dough here, and the key when you're making a pie crust at home, just make sure that it's a really shaggy textured dough. You don't want it to be overly combined because then you'll lose all of those delicious buttery layers. that
You want it
in a
almost
pie.
falling apart.
Okay.
Shaggy.
I've
That's
never
an
heard that
interesting
expression
with
with baking.
Yeah, and the other part is we heard that you used Granny Smith apples for this, which is not the apple that you often hear of, maybe because it's too tart. Why Granny Smith?
So you want to use Granny Smith apples here because of the tartness, you're not going to add too much sweetness to an already very sweet pie. And then also the texture will hold up really well. If you use a different kind of apple, it can get really soggy and mushy. Well, this still has the texture of an apple.
Okay, good call.
So talk to us about the salted caramel sauce that you used and what makes it different.
We use it in everything. It's probably our most referenced recipe in both our first and second cookbooks. Our best-selling items at home are our salted caramel macarons and our salted caramel cookies, so we love it. But it's really easy to make at home once you get the hang of it.
And you can use it in anything. We use it in so many different recipes in the cookbook. So if you make a big batch, you can make 3 to 4 recipes with it. And you can also just have it on hand to dip your apples in or just eat by the spoon.
Okay.
I was gonna say, just go like this. So why don't we end with another recipe that is lower on the difficulty scale? We're gonna end with the blueberry biscuit cobbler. Tell us about it.
It's so versatile because you can use any
so
fruit.
easy.
It's so easy. You can use any fruit that you have on hand. Frozen fruit is totally fine, but like anything, it's best to use in the height of the fruit season. We chose blueberries for this one. Blueberries are our favorite. It's what we picked with our grandmother growing up. And it's topped, instead of with a streusel, it's topped with a biscuit crumble. So it has like such a great texture and it's really hearty and could be breakfast, but also makes a great dessert. So
Any time of day.
Any time of day.
Not too sweet.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, really nice.
I'm supposed to say
I
something
was
next?
like, do you need help?
We're good. Thank you for these phenomenal recipes today. Delicious. So good.
Hey, you, come a bit closer. We've got so many more must-see interviews, spicy debates, lifestyle tips, and pop culture moments. So subscribe to our channel by tapping the logo below and don't miss out.